SME. I was that small enterprise that started my own business, and who would have known that I would have ended up here speaking to you today? And so, I know the power of investment in something small. That small investment can become something huge, and they can make a nation great. On behalf of the international donors, it is wonderful to see the government of Kenya and the Central Bank of Kenya working closely with private banks to offer small and medium-sized businesses an easy way to access affordable credit. As you know, I'm a firm believer in the private sector. One of the best things government can do at times is just get out of the way and allow the private sector to lead. I told a story a couple days ago about when I was a salesman in the manufacturing business, and I went to a business in Texarkana, Arkansas, and I was walking through the factory of Mr. Calvin Court. And Mr. Court was a wonderful man. I was there to sell him a very expensive piece of equipment. And that's how I made my living. And as we were walking through the factory, we were walking down the aisle, and behind Mr. Court, or right beside him, and one of the employees that was shipping the product said, "Excuse me, Mr. Court, but you're in my way." He said, "If you will step aside, I can deliver the product that you asked me to this week, and we can both make a lot of money." Sometimes it's best for just to step aside and let those with that energy that we've asked to produce. So this is a great example of the Kenyan government allowing the private sector to provide a practical solution to a pressing problem. Building on Kenyan private sector strengths, designing smart and secure mobile money software and innovative finance options, the launch of Stawi comes at an auspicious time. In another positive development that should expand SMEs' access to credit, I understand that yesterday the interest cap on lending expired. This is good news. The United States and other donor partners remain committed to helping Kenya SMEs thrive. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your warm words at the United States Kenyan American Chamber of Commerce Business Summit this week. Your presence sent a strong, supportive message that the United States-Kenya relations remain very strong. The Business Summit is a best practice to bring foreign direct investment into Kenya. Summits such as ours and others from the international donors bring companies to do business transparently and ethically to compete for Kenyan customers and partners. Another best practice for transparency is the fruitful discussions at the United States-Kenya Trade and Investment Working Group meeting last week. Thank you, C.S. Munya. Thank you and the many other Kenyan government officials who participated. As a result of these direct engagements, the United States government initiatives are focused on making it easier for the private sector, especially SMEs, to compete openly for the benefit of the Kenyan people. For example, the U.S. Export-Import Bank is prepared to support up to $400 million in additional financing for worthy Kenyan projects. The United States government, through USAID, has been very active in helping SMEs. Our new Prosper Africa program brings the Small Business Administration to the table. Our Prosper Counties initiative will help Kenya's governors make SMEs even more competitive so they can create more jobs for Kenyans, especially the youth of Kenya, who are ready and willing to work. You see, these youth are prepared to invest, and all we need is to give them a little opportunity. And we will see that they will be the ones that energize the economy of the future of Kenya. Through AGOA and other trade programs, we're helping these counties become more competitive in attracting investment, financing, manufacturing, and exporting beyond the $450 million in Kenya's annual AGOA exports. And that supports 200,000 Kenyan jobs. Thank you again for allowing me, that was once a small enterprise, to speak to you today. Thank you.